Now I wanted to show you how to play the game of Gwent. And this is actually a game that's very similar, surprisingly very similar to a game like Hearthstone, but it does have one difference. It has 3 different rounds. So this is actually the important part. I'm gonna just start one game.
The game of Gwent. How about it?
And the thing about Gwent is that you start with no cards, but you do collect extra cards as you essentially progress through the story, as you play with Gwent with other people, and you can actually rearrange your deck. So here I only have one leader card to choose, and this is basically your special ability that you can essentially execute at any time. So for this particular card, I think it actually debuffs. I think it's catapults. It debuffs all the catapults, but I'm not going to explain it to you in a second. So then you get to choose all the other cards and compose your deck as you fit. So as you collect these cards, you can essentially rearrange the deck. And when you just start, I think just using the generic deck is quite good, because you don't really know how to play yet, and there's just too many cards to actually choose from and to try to figure out. So in the beginning, just choose whatever the original deck was and start the game. Not enough unit cards, okay. And the thing is, the interesting part is that you actually get to choose various types of cards. So there is Scoia'tael, which are the elves, which have their own cards that you can collect. Then there is the monster cards that you can actually collect, and they also have different leaders as well. And lastly, we have Nilfgaardians. So this is another different leaders, different special cards. And so here you can actually decide what kind of a deck you want to focus on. So you can't actually mix them up, unfortunately, but you can choose cards from one type of deck. So let's just start with Northern Realms. This is what you usually start with in the beginning of the game. And once you finish building your deck, you basically can start the game. So here I'm just going to start the game and show you how this works. So this is the Gwent board, and usually you start first. So now the first thing you are allowed to do here is redraw a card. So I just redrew one of the cards because it was a very bad melee card. And you're allowed to do this 2 times, but I think I like the rest of the cards here. I'm going to keep them. And actually maybe Torrential Rain. Do I want Torrential Rain or not? This is a good debuff, but I don't know if I want it. Anyway, so let's just start the game, and chances of winning usually are relatively high if you have a good setup, but you know what? It's also strategic. Here you really want to play the bad cards first. So first round, I'm gonna play some of my worst cards. So for example, this guy here, melee 2. I'm gonna play him in the melee zone. So there's 3 zones here. There's a melee, archery zone, and siege zone. Each of them adds up to the total attack against the opponent. So this guy just chose a 5 attack archer. So currently the score, if you look at the scoreboard here, I have 2, so I'm losing, and he has 5. We'll both have 9 cards left, and the thing is, these cards do not get reshuffled anymore. So this is until the end of the game. Now, one thing I can do right now is I can obviously use one of my debuff cards if I had one. Do I have a debuff for this? And this debuff right here is against siege units, okay. And then my leader card is... what does my leader card do? I think it's actually... Impenetrable Fog is against the archer units. But you know what? It's okay. We're gonna play this smart. I'm gonna use an archer as well. I'm gonna use this crappy archer right here. And this will give me 6 damage, but he will have 5 damage. So he's already kind of sort of winning, and that's okay. It's not a big deal, because we're just trying to get rid of the bad cards first, and then... Ooh, okay, he only used... Whoa, what is that? I've never seen that card before. So that's interesting. He used a card that I think is a spy of some sort. Place an opponent in the battlefield, counts toward the opponent's total, and draw 2 cards from your deck. Ah! He's allowed to sacrifice this and then get 2 cards from his deck. That is actually pretty awesome. It's a pretty awesome card to have. Alright, well, fine, sir, fine, that's okay. I'm gonna use one of my siege units. He actually is back to full strength now, that's not good. And I'm gonna try to see if I can use my siege instead. We might be able to actually win the first round if we play this smart. Now, what you want to do essentially is make sure that your opponent loses as many cards as possible. If you can't do that, you will most likely lose the game. I currently have 7 cards, he has 10. Wow. What just happened? Why is this happening? What's he doing? He casts another card. This is actually very unusual. Spy. Place an opponent in the battlefield, counts toward opponent's total, and draw 2 cards from your deck yet again. Wow, this guy has a lot of spy cards. He's getting, look, he has 11 cards already. I currently have 17 against his 5. I think I'm going to actually skip this turn because this is not going to go well for me if I don't figure this out. But before I do this, I want to show you how the leader card works. I'm actually going to use the leader card right now. And the leader card is Impenetrable Fog. I believe this card, yeah, it essentially removes all of the bonuses from the range units. So right now you can see all my range units are at 1 attack. And I can now, what can I do now? I can essentially just skip a turn, I guess. Should I skip a turn? Should I put my... Nah, you know what, I'm gonna skip a turn. I'm gonna skip this turn and see what happens. So he might actually place a few cards just to defeat me. And let's see what he decides to do. He puts a 5er, and then he's gonna put another 5er, and there you go. I lost this round. So he's slightly ahead. He won 1 round, and he also has more cards than me. But he used up some of his best cards. That's the advantage here. He used up some of his best cards, and I used up some of my worst cards. Now, I may actually lose this. I may end up losing this, but the strategy here is that you want to basically have your opponent use all of his cards and then keep some of your best cards for the end so that you can basically crash him. Now, he has an archer. I'm going to play... This round I have to win, so I'm going to play Siege Unit here. The Siege Unit is going to be placed here, and I'm going to place this guy, which will give my Siege Unit a bit of a bonus. Because he's going to use Torrential Rain because this basically gives my Siege Units 1 attack. I'm going to use this guy. Let's see what he does. Because I cannot really use this. I cannot lose this round. He used the infantry. And I can use... I think I have this archer here. Let's use an archer. This will give me a bit of an advantage. Okay, so it's a draw now. And I think I'm gonna use... What does this do again? Siege Combat, okay. Let's use this guy. This is gonna be the last card I'm gonna play. Hopefully he doesn't have anything more powerful. And what is he doing? Biting Frost. Okay, so this basically debuffs all of the melee. But I'm still winning in terms of total damage. Now, this is really important. If I skip a turn now, he can win this by placing a card that is way more powerful than my cards. So I need to be careful here. I may want to just win this by placing an archer. This would be really smart because the archers are not debuffed. And placing an archer here would most likely give me an advantage. Let's do it. I need to win this round. This will give me 14. He gets him 7. Oh, he used the fog. Alright. So now all of the units are debuffed, but we're still winning. And you know what? We're winning by 3 points. Everything is debuffed. He needs to place a lot of cards. I'm gonna skip this. And let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. He has 3 cards left. One of them is displayed right there. Okay, he placed 1 here. And he placed 1 more here. He has 2 siege units, alright. Oh, and he won the round. Look at that. That was a smart move. He waited until the last moment. He did have really nice spy cards that basically increased the total number of his cards. And I lost this battle. But this is how Gwent works in the essence. It's a lot like Hearthstone. It's actually super fun. It gives you another optional mission, collecting those cards, and you know, trying to build the perfect deck. But in the beginning of the game, you're going to be losing a lot. You actually, you know, expect to lose a lot. You may win by luck. I've won a few times just by chance, because the cards that you get in the beginning are not very good. Those spy cards are awesome, and I wish I could actually buy them. Can I actually buy them? I don't think I can. Oh, wait, look at that. He does have cards for sale. Nilfgaardian cards. And all of them cost 50. So there's archers, infantry, black infantry, archer, scorpion, siege unit, and rainfarn. So this is how you can basically build your deck. So if you really get into Gwent, especially probably near the end of the game when you kind of get bored with everything else, this is how essentially you can do it. And this is how it works. All right, thank you for watching. and check out some of the other Witcher 3 videos. Farewell, guys. Now let's try another game. So I just rebuilt my deck a little bit. I'm using you actually have to have 22 cards here, so I kind of changed it a little bit, but not by much. So let's try this again. Let's see if we can win this game against this other guy. This is, I believe, a blacksmith. And here we get a chance to change our cards. Let's change the infantry. Perfect. We got trebuchet. And see if we can change. All right. Cool. We got a better card instead of the 2 siege units that we had. Okay, so he played an archer. I'm gonna play a melee. Let's see how this guy does. Let's see what kind of cards he has. I think he has a lot of Scoia'tael cards, and I'll get to see what they are like. He played another archer, and Scoia'taels are mostly ranged units, so you can kind of crush them with your special ability, which is your leader ability. But we're just gonna keep playing for now, without really bothering them too much. Let's see what he keeps doing. If he places another range card, I might as well... Oh, there we go. Now, I might as well use... Wow, what? That's a cool card. What did that do? That actually did something. Okay, so find any card with the same name in your deck and play them instantly. Interesting. That's a pretty cool card. Alright, so you know what? Well, how about I play my leader card and then you get debuffed. 4 and 3. Alright. And I might as well place... I don't know. What should I place? Should I place a siege unit? Oh, he passed. Alright, so when someone passes, it means that they're no longer going to be playing cards. Which means that this is your turn to strike. And I'm gonna do just that by placing one of these guys. Let's place her. This will defeat him because now we have more points. And... oh, no, go back. And that's it. I'm gonna pass as well. And I won the first round. So now, second round, I need to fight him with everything I have so that I can actually win the game. I got an extra card there, and now we have some really nice cards here. So we have a siege unit with 6 that can be buffed with this guy. We have a debuff for, I believe, ranged combat. So this is basically for archers. I also have I have 3 of my own archers, and I have 2 melee attackers. And this one here, what does he do exactly? It's a spy. Okay, place an opponent battlefield, counts toward the opponent's total, and draw 2 cards from your deck. And that's actually what will most likely have me win the game. If I place this, it will very, very likely... I mean, I may lose the rounds, but I'll get extra cards, and this will be a huge bonus to me. Alright, meanwhile, let's actually... let's play our first card. Let's start with this guy. He's somewhat average range attacker. And he placed a melee unit. Okay, that's good. Now, can I actually debuff their melee? I don't think so. I can debuff their ranged units, not their melee. Okay. So what I could do is maybe I'll play. I'm gonna play siege. I'm gonna play siege units and see what happens. Of course, he debuffs my siege units. All right, that's expected. I'm going to place the siege buffer. Will increase the siege unit's attack just a little bit. And he's going to... oh wow, he's now debuffing my ranged units as well, which is not good. It is not very good. On the other hand, I could actually place this card right now and then lose this round, but get additional 2 cards that will help me win the next level. Now let's see if this works, because right now I'm debuffed. He used up all of his debuffs. I hope so. I hope he did it. I still have my debuff, and we have 2 ranged units and 2 melee units. But this is actually not a true melee unit because it goes to his side. Let's do that. Place this, and now we get 2 cards. We get 1 debuff, and we got 1 melee attacker. Now, wow, holy crap. Okay, he suddenly got 20. Can I actually beat that? Can I beat that? Siege combat. range combat. I cannot debuff his melee, so to actually beat him, I would need to have... This would give me 9, and this would give me 2 more, 11. There's no way I can beat him. I have to pass. I'm gonna have to pass this round. He has 3 cards left, I have 6. Let's find out what he has. He won this round, but this is where what the beauty of this game is. Sometimes you have to lose so that you can win the war. And here we have more cards. We actually have more cards than he does, meaning that we can technically, possibly win. 2 cards left. What does he have? Clear weather. Thank you. Excellent. He only has 1 card left. I have 3. It's very likely that we're going to be winning this. And let's see what he does. If he has a siege unit, I can debuff it. He passed. Oh no. No, he didn't. You know what? Let's just finish him. Finish him. Mortal Kombat style. Yeah, that's right. And there you go. We won this level. And game has been won. And this is essentially how you play Gwent. It's a very, very interesting game. Very super fun. I can totally see myself getting addicted to this. But, you know what? It's worth playing. Oh, I got a new card called Gargoyle. That's awesome. Anywho, so this is how you play this game, and hopefully you enjoyed this. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to check out some of my other Witcher 3 videos and walkthroughs. Thank you guys. Bye bye.